Welcome everyone to the L7C podcast wrestling edition. That's right. It's been a little bit. The wrestling edition of the L7C podcast is back. We got the wrestling expert, Mr. Jacob Mason. How are you doing today, sir?
Fantastic. We're back. We're recording. I'm, I'm excited. I'm excited. That's what I am. I'm excited.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a long, a long time since we got on the pod. It's looking like the last time was Wembley.
God, what was that, a month and a half ago ish?
Yeah, we talked about Britt Baker falling out, and Lord behold, that was actually the 500th episode. Oh no, I think nope. Yeah, we were talking. Yeah, all no, we had our all-in review. Yeah, we had the all-in preview, the review. We did all that. So that was the 500 around the 500th episode. The preview was the 500th episode. Then Nikki was on that all-in review, and like
That's right.
Byron. Yep. So yeah, it's been a minute, man. A lot is a lot has changed. So this podcast here, just to reestablish wrestling pod, get back in the swing of things, and go from there. We'll just talk about some stuff. How's that feel, man?
Sounds great.
So Jacob, last time since we've been on, we got two new champs in AEW. John Moxley is the new world heavyweight champ. He defeated Bryan Danielson. Now he's running things. And just a couple days ago, by the time people listen to this, Chris Jericho won the Ring of Honor championship. So, what are your thoughts on both of those people becoming new champs?
So with Moxley, I mean, it's cool, but it's very sad
Hmm.
because Brian's Brian Danielson's in-ring career is officially full-time career is officially over.
Yes.
So that part's sad. But dude, the I don't know. It's the Blackpool Combat Club. I get. Are we still calling it that?
I think so, yeah.
Like version 2.0, 3.0, whatever it is at this point. Dude, these promos they're putting out is straight fire. Fuck it, you guys work for me now. Fucking just all the shit they're doing, like the Pac, Cesaro, Moxley, was it Maria Schaefer? What the hell's her name again?
Oh, the heater, that one lady. I think it's Maria. I'm scrolling through the AEW. Hopefully, this is an alphabetical order.
Anyways, yeah, dude, they're killing it. Yuta's now in it. It's just, I mean, a lot of people were freaking out when that happened. Like after,
Yeah, Maria Schaefer, the
yeah.
problem. That's her nickname.
I mean, did we talk? I don't remember if we talked about it on the last podcast with. I think we did with the whole uh bag trying to suffocate Daniel Bryan thing. I, obviously Bryan was okay with it, so fuck it. If he's good with it, I'm good with it.
Yeah, that stuff like that's not happening unless he gives the go ahead.
Right. And then Chris Jericho winning the Ring of Honor title or World Championship against Mark Briscoe. Fucking weird, but
Yeah.
I'm also a Chris Jericho fan. But seeing Chris Jericho take it off Briscoe, I don't know. Briscoe could have had that thing forever, and I would have been okay with it. So that didn't bother me, or that kind of bothered me. Didn't bother me. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's whatever. Like as terrible as it sounds, like, and I mean this is no disrespect. It's just a Ring of Honor World title. It's not the whatever. Like whatever.
I just always laugh when Chris Jericho wins a title now in AEW because he said that stuff years ago, like when WWE had all these old people being the champions and whatnot. And Lord and behold, Chris Jericho is one of the oldest champions in wrestling right now.
Yeah, as long as this pays off somehow, somehow this has to elevate Brian Keith or Big Bill or someone. This has to elevate someone. As long as it elevates someone, I don't care. And elevates them in a good way.
Does Christian still have his championship clause from their quasi Royal
Yeah.
Rumble slash Money? Yeah, so we could have Christian versus Moxley, or
I mean, Christian's killing it right now. I can't complain about him.
oh, the
Like,
patriarchy.
like yeah,
God.
I'm not going to complain about Christian right now, believe it or not. But I mean, it's yeah. No, I feel like Chris Jericho somehow always does the rub for someone, so it doesn't bother me that much. I feel like a lot of internet wrestling fans absolutely hate his guts. I'm not one of them.
Oh yeah.
He'll forever be one of my Mount Rushmore guys. So
How do you feel about Adam Cole being back?
I mean, cool, I guess.
Mhm.
But at the same time, like fucking so I thought this was so fucking weird because correct me if I'm wrong here, but we had Adam Cole who was uh super duper uber fucking heel
Mhm.
before he got injured. So
Yep.
he turned yeah. And now he came back and all of a sudden like he's super duper face and MJF is the heel and it's like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like this feels like some Vince shit of like fucking this is not the fucking heels and faces you remember bullshit. Like I don't I think it's weird. I don't like it. It just feels very blah to me.
I also my thing, I'll just never forget when MGF came back. Like he should have directly started trying to kill Cole in that group, and now that Cole is back because they're the ones who took MJ out. And you had that long storyline. They main evented that first Wembley. Like you had the whole like he's my best friend, and finally the turn. I'm like, where are we gonna get back to that? Like when's it gonna have that type of vitriol? When are we gonna have a big money spot where they like squash it forever?
Right, yeah. I mean we didn't get it, and I get it, you have injuries and stuff, but you could have done other shit in the meantime.
Hmm.
Could have had I know Cole was injured, fucking what's his name? Fucking Roddy. What the hell's his name? The
Oh,
the one that's not Canellis or Taven. Uh, God damn it! I'm drawing a blank right now, and I shouldn't be.
it's probably not that important.
Go to the Google machine. Uh, I know he was injured. But, like, you could have done something. You could have teased something. You could have had some interference somewhere. You could have done fucking anything. You're gonna bring this up months later, and everyone's flip flopped on who's heel, who's face, and it's like, well, but wait, you were the asshole, but you were the good guy, but now you're an asshole, but I still think you're an asshole, but you're a good. It's too confusing.
Hmm.
It's wrestling. It's black and white as much as it can be with shades of gray, but this is just. There's no shades of gray. This is fucking I'm colorblind gray. This is fucking dumb. I don't like it. I have to think too much to go who's the heel and who's the face because I have I don't know a memory and go wait this isn't fucking great fucking dumb. I don't care for it. The more I think about it, the more it pisses me off.
On the other side, real quick, then the women's side, obviously Maria May is still women's champ. She's having some stuff with Anna Jay. I do like that it's someone different, like going at it. I don't know how much longer that will be. And obviously, you still have Mercedes Monet with both those belts. What's your thoughts right now at the end of October, going into November, on what the AEW women's division's up to?
I mean it's okay. It could be better, but it could be worse.
Mm.
Like I know that sounds like such a cop out fucking generic answer, but like in the great state of things, like I've seen it worse, but I've seen it better. So fucking whatever, I guess. I mean, that is something that has happened. Since the last time Tony Storm won Women Wrestler of the Year on the DW.
Yes, she did. Very well deserved. Very well deserved.
Absolutely, 100%. So good for her. Uh,
She went through a crazy transformation like the past 5, 7, however many years you want to put in. Because I thought she was good at NXT UK. Like I thought
mhm.
she was good when she was in NXT when she came there. Obviously, when she came to the main roster, that spot with Charlotte and the whatever, like that was just embarrassing at the end. And that was it for her. She goes to AEW, and she's one of the very few who was able to completely reinvent herself at AEW and become a star.
Yeah, she became a major star.
Hmm.
Became started what? Oh man, she's going to be something. Oh no, she's just a sidekick.
Yep.
Oh yeah, she is. I want to watch when she's on TV.
Yeah. Timeless Tony Storm has her own. Like it was a transformation, like of the past couple of years, and put her in a different light in my eyes. Like, man, she can really lead. Like, she can do this if you give her the ball and with a character she's invested in, she can go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I'm,
oh, they still got a lot of heavy. They got their heavy hitters there, Wondergood's division. I'm just wondering how much longer they hold off until either A, Mercedes loses a match, or B, Mercedes and May do a winner take all.
oh, I don't want to see it.
Because right now there are some other, no disrespect to the Ring of Honor champs, but like the TBS and the New Japan Strong Women's Champion is Mercedes, AEW's Women's World Champ is May. I feel like they're gonna clash. Like one eventually, it's gonna happen, or Mercedes drops one of the titles and she wants the main one.
Ember Moon is still the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, if I remember correctly.
Let me look because the Ring of Honor World TV Champ is Red Velvet. Ember Moon. Yep. Ring of Honor World Champ Athena. Okay,
Yeah,
Ember Moon. Yeah.
it's forever Ember Moon. I'm sorry.
So I don't know.
Once again, you have talent. You have the talent. I don't want to see them winner take all. I even though I do think there's too many fucking titles. Like I don't want to see that.
I don't
I
either.
would. I'm good without that.
But I don't know. I just see it coming because eventually Mercedes is going to be the number one contender for that main title. I just don't know how long they're going to hold off on that till.
Mm-hmm.
Because like May going against all the other people, like again, Jamie Haters, but like all the haters there. I mean, Thunder Rosa. I mean, I we talked about it last time because it looked like it was bad. I don't know when the hell Britt Baker gets a title shot ever again after that performance we talked about a month ago.
Right.
Because I like it since that month there was no injury report, nothing. It was just bad.
Obviously, there was some more stuff going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, don't really talk on the gossip, but yeah, apparently her and Adam Cole, that power couple is done. They said they're gonna still be friends. Well, that's what Adam said on his side, but yeah, you get a power couple broken up like that in wrestling, man. It does change the dynamics in the back.
Oh, absolutely. 'Cause you got to figure she was probably a massive part of him coming to AEW.
Yes.
I mean, between her, the Young Bucks, and Vince McMahoning things. Um, you got to figure she at least had 33%, probably more, of the sway of getting Adam Cole over there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I
So
don't know. It was a very okay. We're broke up. Yeah, we're still friends. We still support each other. Like, okay, that's a very political. good way to say everything, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope it's
Yeah.
true. Like whatever. I don't know.
Man, I want Adam Cole to get that. I need him to get that the glow about him, man. Like I need like that Adam Cole, like that undisputed era who were running things in NXT when they had the feuds, when they what had the hell with Pat McAfee. Like I need that Adam Cole and like that undisputed era. Or now
I
undisputed kingdom.
I agree. Or like when Adam Cole first came to the Bullet Club, it was another
Yeah.
big shift. Like I was just sick. Good times. We need
Yeah.
something. We need Kenny back. We need that feud. We need
Yeah.
dude, when Kenny Omega eventually does come back, oh my god, he's got so many storylines lined up, ready, like locked and loaded, ready to go.
I wonder where
And
they're
it,
gonna shoot him first though.
it's got to be against the Elite. Has to be. Has to be. Has to be him and Ibushi versus the Bucks, and him versus Okada, and fucking Ibushi versus fucking the Don Callis Japanese guy. I can't think of his fucking name either. I can never pronounce it right, so I'm not even gonna bother. Dude, yeah, because when Kenny comes back, Ibushi's showing up. So whatever.
Yeah, I agree. Also, since we've been gone, we already talked about Ricochet's already on AEW. You already had a match against Osprey that got interrupted way back weeks ago, but now Shelton Benjamin's on AEW. MVP is on AEW. More than likely, it's pointing that Bobby Lashley is going to probably be heading towards AEW. I mean, MVP is gold. I mean, when you had the Hurt Business, like it was a shame the Hurt Business never went against the Bloodline. That could have made some money. But what are your thoughts on Ricochet being there for the past couple of weeks now? Shelton MVP and allegedly Bobby coming.
Okay, so Ricochet being there. Here's the thing, and we talk about it every time. AEW feels like when our NXT guys from NXT Black and Gold would go to
Mhm.
the main roster, and you're like,
Oof.
oh shit. Like, sure, they're getting used for the first month, but then it's like, all right, what are we doing after that? We've
Mhm.
had so many bad examples of it that I'm very hesitant to really want to be like, oh hell yeah, dude, this is gonna be great for Ricochet. It's like, will it? I don't know. I'm actually more excited for Shelton Benjamin right now than I am Ricochet.
Mhm.
Benjamin is finally they're letting him be a fucking killer,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is what he is at the end of the day. Dude's so good. Has just never like been able to just kind of do his thing. Now
Yep.
he's just doing his thing, and it's fucking awesome. Uh, I mean, of course, I don't know. I feel like, of course, the first match we had was Osprey versus Ricochet.
Mhm.
With I get it, I get why you did it, but I feel like you pulled that. I feel like Tony Khan pulled that trigger too quickly on that. I feel
Yeah.
like you could have had a bigger build up. I feel like you could have had a bigger storyline going into it, but whatever. I guess I don't know. It ain't my fucking company. I'm fucking AEW. I want to love you so much, AEW. I really do, but god damn, like I don't know, man. I just feel very hesitant about it. Like in general, when it comes
No.
to new people there, MVP is going to be cool. He's got that thing with Swerve and Prince Nana.
Yeah.
That I guess. Shelton Benjamin's murdering people. That's cool. Uh, Ricochet's doing Ricochet bouncy off the walls thing. That's cool. I'm just hoping it lasts so it
Yeah.
stays. Like, I hate
No.
to sound unenthusiastic about it, but shout out to Shelton Benjamin. He's giving me the most hope.
No, I 100% agree with everything you said, man, because I think with the new people, I think my hype died. Well, one, the Christian thing, he's doing fine now, but the way they built that up, that was terrible. Like, oh, a Hall of Famer, we all thought it was going to be Punk as Christian. I know we've talked about it a lot on here, but The one that really killed my hype for anyone going to the AEW that it's a wait and see for me was obviously Switchblade. Obviously, like Jay, like when he first came to AEW, I was hyped because I'm like, oh my God, did they just sign Jay White? Like, did they just get the Switchblade? Like, he was literally 1 foot in the door to WWE. He was about, then they swooped him up. I'm like, holy shit. He had a couple weeks and then obscurity. And there's still a lot of people who've been there who I know are like, obviously we've talked about like Keith Lee a million times on here, like whatever happened to him. Like, so now I'm cause to pause. Some people they do well, some people they don't, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll see.
We are having the Switchblade versus Hangman feud right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Fucking Hangman's on fire,
Hmm.
literally just burning people's childhood homes down to the ground. I love it.
I wonder. Ah, man, it is cool to man. I can't wait to see his like autobiography because
Who's Hangman?
Hangman. Yeah, because
Oh yeah,
like from like when he became AEW champ and like that Punk stuff changed his life for better or for worse. Like so, and then from post that Punk stuff to finally doing the stuff, the rivalry with Swerve. Like I feel like those two are just destined to dance together in this stuff, and now he's doing stuff with Switch. So I like him. I mean, he's a homegrowner. I mean,
yeah, I love it.
anything else on the AEW side, Jacob?
It hasn't folded yet, so that's
Uh,
good.
I don't think it's gonna. They've we've gone months without any AEW drama backstage. While the most drama we've talked about is why did this person suck in a match this bad?
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, no. The biggest drama we've had is a little bit we covered of Adam Cole and Britt Baker breaking up.
Yeah.
That and honestly, you know what? When you put it in that perspective, good job, AEW. Like I'm
Oh
proud of you.
yeah. We have not mentioned CM Punk on AEW in forever. We didn't keep milking that Wembley stuff saying exclusive footage. Like we have gone months without any drama of significance that made him
Yeah,
look like a laughing stock.
nah, it's good. And they're coming back to Ohio.
They're coming
You
back
seen that?
twice. Twice.
They
They
got
have
they got
go ahead.
Cleveland and what's the other one?
They got Cleveland, the regular AEW, the Wednesday show, and then in December, this is actually you might pop. You may pop. So then they're coming back December, the Saturday of GalaxyCon for Collision. You could go to GalaxyCon and then you could go to AEW Collision.
Ah,
So I'm already starting to be
we're
like,
just is
I'm already thinking about it.
it at the
Nationwide, so it's still right downtown.
oh dude, so it's literally across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck, because we were gonna leave Saturday. We might have to go to the wrestling show and then go home after that. Because we were gonna get there Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
stay Friday, stay Saturday, then leave Saturday. Ooh, fuck, we might have to. Yeah, you're right. I'm kind of popping for that because shit, if I'm there,
That's what I'm saying. Like when I saw that, I was like, is that really December 7th? And I was like, wait, that's the Saturday of GalaxyCon. I'm like, I'm already gonna be at the convention center. It's right down the why the hell not?
literally right there.
Hmm.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I know what I'm going to ask my wife for Christmas now.
So yeah, December 7th. Who knows? That would be if it does, if this all works out, and I know Byron will be there too, but that would be the first time like wrestling expert, moderator, and the captain at a wrestling show together.
We might do that. I'm going to have to talk because we're going to have one other person with us. And I'll have to be like, hey, do you want to go to a wrestling show? I'll even pay for your ticket. I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, you know there'll be cheap tickets. That's why it's funny. Collision. I'll be like, oh, I finally get to go to CM Punk show, and he's not here. Just saying,
Oh,
yes, they're coming twice.
I'll say this much too: the fucking Outrunners,
Hmm.
dude, they're killing it right now. They're over as fuck,
They
and
are.
I'm for it. I love it. That's another fun thing about AEW is the Outrunners. I love this old '80s vibe.
So yeah, so just AEW coming twice, the Wednesday and then in December because I got both those notifications, got both those emails from Nation from the AEW. So that's dope, man. That's dope. WWE wise, Jacob, since we've been gone, Rock's back. He came back at the end of Bad Blood. Roman and Cody have their little team up. So who knows when we'll next see him again? But he's saying, "Don't forget, I'm still the final boss around here." Cody right now, the Kevin Owens thing. I think it's genius with what's going on with Kevin. And like if I was Kevin Owens, I would be mad because I was helping you, Cody, fight the bloodline. I've been fighting the bloodline literally since they've been formed. And then I see you team up with the person who made our life hell for 4 years.
Absolutely.
Like that's common logic.
Yeah. No, 100%. Kevin Owens is right. Kevin Owens accidentally elbowed Randy Orton. That's the worst thing he did.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I would do the same thing. Like, bro, why are you with him? Why are you helping him? Like, it
Yeah.
makes no sense. He made our life hell for 4 years.
Yep. And then on top of that, dude, shout out to the way they fucking filmed that stuff with the bus and all that.
Yeah.
Or Kevin attacking Cody outside the bus. Dude, that was genius. That
Yeah.
was so smart on how they did that because it wasn't advertised, it wasn't on live TV, it was just conveniently below everyone else and everyone could see it and everyone recorded it and that was fucking awesome.
No, I loved it, man. It was good shit. And then also with WWE, because of course we have to try and make something WrestleMania-ness for the Saudis. We have to. So basically, for the young people, Jacob, they're basically doing like um Survivor Series S main event matches where the champion from each brand is fighting each other. But then, of course, because it's Saudi and all that money that comes in, we got to make it more grand. They have this new Omega belt that apparently is going to go once a year to the winner of this match. So at first, when I saw the belt, I'm like, what? Like, are they going to walk around with it for years or just going to be something? But nevertheless, for the Saudis, you got Cody versus Gunter, and then you got Liv versus Naya for these new belts. What are your thoughts on it?
Fucking blood money will blood money, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's as terrible as that sounds. Fucking blood money's gonna blood money. Like, of course, we're gonna have our own belt. I mean, they had one for the Greatest Royal Rumble.
you're right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
And don't get me wrong, that was kind of a cool looking belt. I actually liked it.
Hmm.
But you know, like you said, what are we gonna do? We're gonna walk around for a year being like, I'm the Saudi fucking blood money champion. Yes, like the
Yeah.
fuck why? The fucking I can understand like if it was, I don't know, if they did like the tournament shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, I could get that. Braun Strowman winning that would make sense. Bronson Reed, someone along those lines, like I can get it, whatever. Like, why not? But like Gunther doesn't need it. Cody doesn't need it. Liv doesn't need it. Like no
Well, I
one.
don't think Liv stands a chance. I think Nia's gonna kill her. So it's that men's one. I have no idea. Like I don't know what they're gonna do. Both
Yeah, but I
can't
think
take a clean L. Both cannot. No, no.
no. I mean, here's the thing. It's like for me, first thoughts like, okay, we need interference on both matches. So like
Yeah.
the women's
Okay.
match, that's easy. You have Tiff with the Money in the Bank,
Ooh.
and
Yeah.
then you have the uh Gunther Cody match. Like, okay, so you have uh the bloodline can always bloodline it up.
Yeah.
Uh but then you also have, because it is blood money, you have the option of The Rock just showing up and just beating Cody across the face with a fucking belt or something. Because
That's
if
true.
they can afford The Rock, it's the fucking Saudis
That's true.
with their
But
goddamn blood money.
unfortunately, now after Bad Blood seeing that interaction, which I never thought I would see that interaction, you have the potential option of it. It might be Goldberg
Oh Christ, yeah, probably be fucking. Oh my god, yeah, I forgot
because
about
that
that.
was very unexpected.
God, you can never get rid of him.
I will
Like he,
say his son is a true testament that time waits for no one. Because I truly remember when he was like little, like a little kid in that ring, and now he's a grown adult playing college football. It is crazy how time has flown.
yeah,
I just don't. It's weird because they were again wrestling business. They weren't really seeing because Goldberg was like, I never got to my true one last match, blah blah, and then he wasn't getting at WWE, AEW. They were allegedly talking back and forth. And then, of course, they're in Atlanta. I mean, he's a legend. I mean, he is a legend, but especially in that city. And then Gunter calls him out. I thought they were just doing like a little legends panel where Triple H has done a good job, like showing like former WWE superstars at events and whatnot. But I thought they were just going to show Goldberg gets a pop, we keep him moving. Gunter's calling him out. I'm like, what the hell?
yeah, that was fucking dumb. I don't like it.
But that's
I
a
don't like it.
possibility. But
Like
we'll
it.
we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see, man. I don't know how far that would go though, because next month, the month of November, Royal Rumble tickets go on sale for Indianapolis. WrestleMania tickets are already going on sale. Cody Rhodes said you ain't gonna expect what's about to happen at WrestleMania 41. Jacob, I don't like that because when I hear that, this is just me. When I hear that, I feel like they're putting all their eggs into one or two, maybe three specific moments or matches. And then if someone gets hurt, that shit, the whole show goes to shit.
yeah, yeah. I get exactly what you're saying there. But at the same time, like anyone's, if any company's good at calling an audible, WWE.
I just hope we don't get a WrestleMania 30. That's my ever since that WrestleMania 32 we were supposed to get, and then everyone literally died like
Yeah.
right before everybody, and we got that makeshift bullshit. We got fucking Undertaker and Shane McMahon. Like that's how bad the roster was down at 32.
Yeah, fuck, that's true.
The main event was Roman Reigns versus Triple H, and Triple H was the champion. Like, we had Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar. Bro, that card was, oh my gosh. Best match was the women's match and then the NXT takeover the night before.
Oh, NXT Takeover always the best.
I enjoy WWE the Saturday night things because you can still do stuff if you really want to, like outside. Like if you're at the event, you can go to some of the local places. If you're at home, you could go to sleep and you still have your whole Sunday. But I do sometimes miss the model of NXT Saturday, WWE Sunday.
I miss it. I genuinely miss it. I miss it so much. I just wish they'd do an earlier pay per view because I'm old, especially on Sunday. Just give me NXT Saturday. Give me the main event or
Well,
the main roster.
Bad Blood started at 6 because the part with TKO because the UFC had I forget 307 that night.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that was cool. So they're like, oh yeah, we gotta have this done before 10 o'clock.
I was good with that. I liked it.
But then
I
just think
really
about it. If you're a fan of both, it's like you're watching an old school pay per view. You're watching Bad Blood from like 6 to 9 or 10, and then you're watching UFC from like 10 to maybe 2:30, maybe.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm here for it. like, yeah,
But I get what you're saying. I just man, that little era that we had of the big pay per view Sunday, takeover Saturday. We don't know who's showing up to that takeover. We don't know who's the last takeover it's going to be for those stars before they show up on the main roster. Shit was special. And obviously now, I mean, Shawn Michaels and they got NXT back. It's not like black and gold, but they got NXT back. Like they're doing some great things over there.
yeah.
Like
It's the best it's been in a long time.
Yeah, because
You're really,
when Vince started getting in NXT, that rainbow bullshit, nah, that wasn't it. That wasn't it.
nah, that fucking sucked.
Then
But
Braun Breaker kicked that old NXT logo. That's when I was like, yeah, this is ass now. But they have brought it back.
right back, it's good. I like it.
So speaking of Vinnie Mac, Jacob, since we've also been gone, that Vince McMahon documentary has been out. It was this mini series, 6 parts. Before anyone asked, it didn't go into fully the stuff that's happened in 2024 because Vince McMahon declined his final interview for the series. So you don't even get to hear the reactions of him being sued and all of that. The 6 parts, first part one was named Junior, talks about his early life under his dad. Number two was Heat, talking about getting like the WrestleMania and the first sex scandals and all that. Screwjob, Montreal Screwjob, all that shit. The Attitude Era, the Monday Night Wars, same with Attitude. Family Business talks about Shane, Stephanie, and Linda mostly. And then the finish, you talk about God, the Chris Benoit stuff, the WWE Network, all the things, and then it talks a little bit about the allegations, the TKO signings, and all of that. Uh, Jacob, the last one, the finish, I couldn't believe that we reported and lived through all that shit of him randomly retiring and then randomly a year later comes back, kicks 3 people off the board to then take back the board, and then instantly he's like, I'm taking it back so I could sell it. Sells it, thinks selling it's gonna, be the saving grace, not for him, because then the other allegations came, the real ones, and then he has to leave and he's not in charge anymore. I can't believe we lived through all that in real time.
Dude, I'm so glad you said that because like as I was watching episode 6, I was kind of like chuckling to myself in a way. I'm like,
Mhm.
dude, I'm having like straight up like fucking Vietnam fucking flashbacks of like all the podcasts. Like it was like every podcast it seemed like we did were like, holy shit, Vince is gone. Oh my god, what's going to happen? Hey man, this is looking pretty good. This isn't bad without Vinnie Mac. You know, holy shit, Vince is back.
Kick those
Holy
motherfuckers off
shit,
the board.
he's throwing motherfuckers off the fucking board. Holy shit, he's selling the company. Holy shit, he's gone again. Like dude, it was like looking back, like just looking at it through like the podcast, like
Mhm.
our fucking little mom and pop fucking whatever fucking podcast that we do. Like it's just kind of like holy shit. Fucking I remember like I I remember back in my day when Vince left, came back, then get left, sold, came back, and then he was gone again. I remember those days. Like I sound like an old man, but like fuck, dude, it's just how it is.
I know in a span in a year span, like 2020, he magically leaves, and then I chuckled the most when they talked about the board, when they talked about like, and they didn't even put her job because I get on this the most. This man, he hired that paralegal for 100K, and then magically went up to that board and was like, "Oh yeah, we need to double her thing," and everyone's like, "Why?" To pay her. Like that part kills me every time. Like especially that thing, he talked about the part where he had like 3 different brains, and one's there, and one's thinking about sex. I'm like, okay, all right, man. But what'd you
Dude,
overall think about the documentary? Like, I didn't know about Shane wanting to buy UFC. That's the one thing I did not really know about. And his dad said no.
we're hearing like rumors
Mhm.
like about that, but like I didn't know for sure.
Could you imagine the empire they would have had, like hindsight 2020 now?
Fuck, dude.
Like
Um,
and I know Shane brings that, like they showed it. Brings it up to him all the fucking time, bro. Like you could have bought this before Dana did.
for like $2 or $5 million. It was like
Yeah.
pennies.
Mm-hmm.
It's and also like I still blows my mind that fucking like how you were talking about Vince going from 100,000 to like we need to give her 200, $300,000. Like
Mm-hmm.
Vince is so rich. Why didn't he just like cut her a check and tell her to fuck off?
Yeah.
But like you're so rich. That's chump change to you. That's nothing to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, why are you asking the board? Just pay it out yourself and just call it a day.
Mm.
Cover your ass, you idiot. But um the so for me, watching this whole series,
Hmm.
especially towards the end, like a lot of the stuff didn't shock me. I was like, yeah, okay. And maybe
Yeah.
it's just we always talk about this. I'm sure if someone who doesn't watch wrestling as much as us or like knows the shit about wrestling, they'd be like, "Oh my god, this is wild!" But like for us,
Hmm.
we fucking live this, discussing it. We have fucking audio proof of it. What shocked me, the biggest episode, and I feel like no one's really talking about it. Episode 2 was by far the fucking wildest episode. Like that had me like my mouth was fucking open, shocked. Both me and my wife because we watched it together. So episode 2, like I just have two things written down here for it.
Hmm.
So we have Rita Marie had these rape accusations
Yes.
against Vince. All right. And Vince said it was consensual and it's past the it'd be
Statute of
past the
limitations.
statute of limitations, even if it was real. And I was like, fucking who the fuck says that? Like who in their right mind says that shit? Like Vince, here's the thing. Vince, like, this is what I realized through this whole thing. Vince has gotten away with so much shit. Beat the fucking federal government so many times, has been able to do everything he's wanted to do, that I think he just got sloppy with it. He's like,
I think these new age, this is a whole other topic, but these new age, the way you communicate with like trying to date and new age women, all that stuff, bro, you can't say anything crazy, bro. Like everyone has the ability to screenshot. You didn't have that shit back then.
right. But yeah, him saying like, "Oh, even if it was real statute, we were past the statute of limitation." Who the fuck says that, Vince? Who says that? Who in the right? Like, how does he not have? Like, I'm just shocked that Vince McMahon doesn't have someone sitting on the other side of the camera that you don't know that's listening to everything and is telling him what to say.
Yeah.
I'm amazed he doesn't have that. But
Mhm.
that's Vince being Vince, I guess. That fucking blew my mind. But the other thing that blew my mind was fucking Pat Patterson.
Oh my God, yeah, what Tony Atlas was talking about, bro,
Oh,
bro.
dude, this
Fucking-
guy was diddling fucking kids. And
and
honest, how is no I'm sorry, how is no one investigating fucking Pat Patterson? I know he's dead, but like how is no one investigating this shit? Because I'm sorry, that Pat had way too many fucking allegations
the bad thing
against
is he's gone. He's gone now, so he can't defend himself. Like that's what I
I,
also don't like about that because I want to hear. Obviously, everyone has their side of the story, but no one like from Pat's like family or camp came on the thing, or maybe they did ask, maybe they did, and said like, "Hey, is this true? Is this not true?" Like, and they declined to be on the thing. Like those were crazy. Like you're bringing up some,
those are some heavy allegations. Those are some fucking Vince McMahon allegations.
and then
Possibly because it's underage kids. Like
hmm
like if it's true, holy fuck. And also on top of all of this, the one thing I really realized out of all the people they interviewed, I realized if I had the chance to talk to any old wrestler, I want to talk to Tony Atlas more than fucking anyone. That man does not give a fuck.
Oh,
He
dude,
will
when he said yeah, when he said Pat thought he was yeah, he was looking at my pecker. I was like, oh my God,
oh
what?
my God, I didn't like it. And I'm like, oh shit. Or like at the end, episode 6, like, oh, what's Vince's legacy is going to be? And everyone's like, I don't think I'm the right person to ask. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Vince fucking they get to Tony Atlas. He's like, oh, his legacy is fucked. Like, it's just
He's
like,
the greatest. He's the greatest promoter of all time. But still, but
the
dude,
greatest part of all time, but he is evil. He is an
that
evil man. I'm like, holy fuck, yes, let's go.
that second episode too, where they're talking about like, and the person asked, I don't know if it was Bill Simmons or whoever else. They're like, so did you tell? And he's like, tell to who? He was number two, the only person you could tell to Vince. Why would you tell Vince? He's the booker.
That was Tony Atlas saying that, like, yeah, I mean, he's absolutely right though. Who who are you going to tell? If
So,
you're, if I've been in that situation before where I've had the owner of a company. I can't get into detail about it.
mhm.
I'm the owner of the company. Straight up, see some really messed up stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You can't be saying this shit. What is wrong with you? But I
Mhm.
can't go to HR. This is the owner of the company. This is the person who signs my checks every fucking 2 weeks. I can't say shit. Now this has been years ago, but like, Jesus Christ, dude, what the fuck? We've all like, I've been there. He was like, "Is what it is, I guess." Fuck.
I you bring up that one. That's a really good one because that was like the first court case we seen it. The third episode, the screw job one. We've we all know about the screw. We all know about the screw job.
Yeah,
We know about like the Owen Hart. Two things like when no, I think it was the fourth one where they talk about Owen Hart. One, I did not know because they were not that good at cleaning crews they are now. I did not know those wrestlers had to wrestle with Owen Hart's blood still on the thing.
I didn't realize.
I would have fucking quit. There's no chance in hell my coworker and for some of these people, their friend dies and his if I take a and I saw it was like Undertaker or whatever, and I take a bump and I see my friend's blood on there. Oh fuck no. The other thing about that one is how they were like, because obviously two more things. One, the fact that Bret Hart really it crossed his mind that Vince did that shit to get back to him. I was like, all right, we need to pump the brake on that a little bit. I don't think Vince killed Owen to get back at you for knocking his ass out at this. That is. But then they sued him, and you found out it was the damn company who sent the equipment. They sent faulty shit, and I was
Yeah,
like, I'm like, wow, this man this doesn't lose in court. He doesn't. The Sable shit episodes later, they even brought it up in the show. They're like, man, she sued us for all this money. Britt's like, all right, she still came to work. I was like, holy fuck. I was like, they're like, yeah, you lose the lawsuit and then you still show up.
evil Vince McMahon, evil genius. I've said that. I've said that before. I said Vince is an evil genius. I've said this on this podcast plenty of times.
Mhm.
But this fucking docu series proved anything. Straight up evil genius. Evil genius.
Yeah, the same thing, man. There's no not. He's just like it's just business. Like I'll take anything personal. It's just business. Everything's just business. Like the characters. I can't believe in that a lot. Like when they're like, was there anything that you wanted to say? You said no to automatically. Stephanie was like, yeah. And then next thing, Vince was like, yeah. We thought about doing an angle where Stephanie was pregnant and I was the one who impregnated her. I was like, huh? And he says it so like laughing, like, oh, that could have been a good story. Like, and then he thought about putting Stephanie and Triple H's real wedding, on pay per view. And she was like, no. And then he called her selfish? Bro, what?
Dude, yeah.
The more I watch that, the more I realize Stephanie is the most normal of the McMahons.
Okay. I beg to differ.
Who do you think's more normal?
Shane.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Shane, if I can sit down and talk to anyone, well, of course I want to talk to Vince's psycho crazy ass. Absolutely. But like if I would want to sit down multiple times at a bar and bullshit with someone, I want to talk to Shane. Honestly, I think Shane legitimately I think for sure that whole family fucking knew a lot of the shit that was going on behind the fucking scenes, especially Shane. I
Well,
guarantee
when
there.
he brought up how he's protective of his mom, because you talked about episode two, like, and he said that him and Linda been married, like, Linda was married like 17, and she's like a lot older than 17 now. So I was like, so you've been cheating on Linda for like 50, like, is it like known? Like, do you go home and tell Linda, oh, I just had sex with so and so, it's just business? Like, that's what I was like, what are we doing?
Okay. Yeah, so like I have so many questions about that, and I feel like Netflix didn't like probe this enough to be
Yeah,
like,
like, okay, you
so
married
are
at 17, but you just said it was consensual sex with all these different ladies while you were still married.
yeah, like, okay, so is this like, are if I was Netflix, I'd be like, so are you and Linda? Are you guys like in an open relationship? Like, how does this work? Because you're in
Hmm.
2024. If you say like, oh, I'm in an open relationship, like, fucking okay, whatever, I don't give a fuck. But like,
Hmm.
dude, I don't. It's so fucking weird. But I think Shane knew his dad was kind of like a fucking piece of shit to his mom. But I think he still wanted to earn that respect from his dad. I don't know, man. I think there's so much more to Shane than I think that we know. That was the vibe I kept getting. I'm like,
Probably.
there's a lot of shit, and I feel like Shane kind of got fucked in certain situations. I feel like sometimes he deserved it, sometimes he didn't. But like, man, like I feel like he definitely said some more shit than anyone else had the balls to say.
Dude,
Probably to Vince.
they were talking like Heyman. He's like, yeah, Vince is like, if you want, what Heyman's talking about, like Vince telling Shane, if you want this company right here, kill me right now. Then it's, I was like, bro, what? Like, then
Yeah,
he
like
left.
stab me with a steak knife because they had opposite opinions on what they wanted to do, or Shane wanted the storyline or something. He's over my dead body. Fucking stab me right here. Like Jesus Christ, Vince, you fucking psycho bastard. Stop it.
I I think the Heyman line where he said Vince has only had one monogamous relationship. He's only faithful to one person, and that's the business. And I was just like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Everyone else, meh.
See, like I can, and part of me, like some of the shit Vince said, I'm like, from a business standpoint, I can understand. Like
Hmm.
you are here to make money. I get it, but at some point you have to draw the line and go, "This is fucked." You can't do this. You can't. Like there is a line somewhere, and I feel like every rich asshole gets to that point and goes, "Do I cross the line or not?" And a
You
lot of
know,
them do.
yeah,
I
and you know what's crazy too? Like they did bring up some of like the, and I get it, it was that time, and it's kind of crazy now because there's people who do a lot crazier sexual stuff on their OnlyFans than they used to do in the WWE rings in the Attitude Era. And like when Trish was talking about like the bark, like again, I've asked her a question at a con, like I've seen her face to face and she's all nice and all that. But it's like the fact she was able to find like the bright side of that whole dog situation. She's like, I was able to get my WrestleMania moment and do this and that. And then she talked about being, I didn't know her losing the title in Detroit was due to a punishment. I thought it was just because Mickey James was the next woman up. Like it was her time. I didn't know it was like, oh, she disagreed with something and got punished for it.
Which goes back to the Tony Atlas thing, him saying
Hmm.
like, "He gonna tell, he gonna tell, he ain't
Hmm.
gonna say shit." Welcome.
You know what's
And
crazy too? They didn't, which I guess they didn't want to do it. I mean, it could open up a whole thing of words, but they didn't bring up any of like the racist storylines they did on
yes,
W. Like when he said the N word to Booker. Oh my God! Like if that would have been brought up, I don't know how
Black.
he would.
Where's Black Vince? I kept
Yeah.
thinking that the whole time because straight up, some of the shit was just so fucking like it was some of the most wild shit. Excuse me while I whip this out. Like fuck it, what? Vince McMahon, like where was that shit? I wanted that and I never got
I
that.
get it. They only had the 6 part thing. Like they it's so funny you think about the shit you saw. Like they left so much shit out, but still hit a lot of shit. But it was crazy, man. Just hear them talking like normal voices. Like no one really knows the real me. And I'm like, well, I think we kind of do. You love the business and you love to have sex with anybody. Like I think that's really the gist of it.
Yeah. And when you grew out the mustache, that's when everything you really went to shit.
Oh my, yeah.
That's the mustache, the dyed hair, and the Dad Smidley mustache. What the
That
fuck?
oh, that was rough. That was a rough one. Seeing actually hearing Chris Benoit's name actually like was wild to me because I haven't heard that many people say his name like that in a
Yeah,
thing like in part six in a long time.
yeah, that one was wild. Another wild thing was when they were talking to Stone Cold, and Stone Cold's like, "I don't believe in CTE."
Yeah, I that was wild. I was shocked.
That shocked me. I'm like, because the Stone Cold goat.
Hmm.
Everyone's Mount Rushmore. That
Yep.
motherfucker is on everyone undisputedly.
Yep.
He is on it.
Yep.
And I was just like, damn, you really don't believe in holy shit. Okay then.
Yeah, he wouldn't lie. He's not the type to lie for.
He don't give up. Like, no. He'll say it. He'll say whatever he wants. Fair enough to him, I guess.
But
Everyone has
hearing that Benoit shit again, bro, was wild because like hearing that timing, like when we're doing the tribute, and I remember watching the tribute as a kid, like, damn, I like Chris Benoit as like a wrestler. And then like as the tribute's going on, there's someone I don't know what type of phones they had back then, but there's someone like getting a alert and an email like, hey boss, 10 CNN just came out with Chris Benoit stuff, and we just did a tribute. We're doing a tribute as we speak, and he killed his family. Vince was probably like, "Oh fuck." Like,
I, I've never once had thought WWE was at a fault for doing the tribute show
no, they didn't
because
know. They didn't know.
they didn't know. And
Mm-mm.
I'm not holding that against them, you know, and not fucking Chris Masters, the guy who does like all the CTE shit now.
I didn't know he was
He,
part of the company beforehand. Like, I didn't know
I,
he wrestled.
I've seen him do interviews and shit before about like oh like,
Ah.
he's like on that shit.
Mhm.
And I was like, you know what? Fucking cool then, dude. You know? But I feel like I don't know, man. That's a whole other discussion. It's the CTE shit. Like,
True.
uh yeah, that was shocking. Chris Benoit, you fucking that shit was everyone talked about him. I was like, damn. They said more in one episode than his name's been spoken by these people in fucking years.
Yeah.
I was like, this is wild.
I knew it wasn't a WWE produced thing when I saw fucking Meltzer. Because I'm like, oh, this was just WWE produced. Meltzer would not be on this damn thing.
That and they had the one newspaper writer
Oh, the
uh
old one who hated Vince back in the day?
still hates them. And then the random ass woman who's like, fuck Vince. Like, what? Like,
They had them people on there. They had Bob Costas on there. Like they had some people on there. I was like, oh, this ain't WWE produced. Oh.
no. Well, Vince tried buying the doc before it went out.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so like ballsy of fucking Netflix because they're like, we already got the rights to fucking Raw. Fuck you, man. We're putting this shit out. Like, okay.
I just laugh at the people like where they show like things from like 2022. They're like, oh, you think WWE's gonna survive with Vince gone? And Hulk Hogan's like, honestly, I don't think so. And then Meltzer comes next second. Oh, they're making the most money they've ever been, blah, 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 blah. Even though I am, because I am a homer, that is because obviously like inflation and all that stuff. Because I would imagine, what if we had inflation numbers for the Attitude Era? How much money would that be?
I still think I still even think with inflation, I think this is
Oh, I
the
know
most. Yeah.
they're destroyed like, and everyone's
The,
staying out of trouble. Conwood.
yeah. Like, don't, we love the Attitude Era because that was our childhood. We grew up with
Hmm.
that stuff. We love that stuff. It will always have that rosy glow to it, no matter what. Just like NXT Black and Gold. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We praise NXT Black and Gold. They still had some stinkers and shit, but it was so fucking good. It
Hmm.
will always have that rosy glow, and that's just what it is.
It's just
Um,
wild to think. I think my biggest thing is that at that time, like Stone Cold and all them boys and ladies, they were beating Monday Night Football. That is absolutely unheard of now. That will never happen. But they were beating Monday Night Football in ratings. Like they were the number one rated show.
yeah. Also, something else. I wish you talk about football. I wish they would have fucking interviewed some of the XFL guys.
That would have been good. Like the coaches and players. Oh, that would have
Like,
been great.
interview he hate me. The most notorious fucking XFL player of all time. He hate me. Fucking get that guy on there. Because those guys are probably like, fucking Vince was paying me out the ass. And
Nah,
that
that
other guy's like, Vince wasn't paying me shit. I would have loved it.
man, that's funny too because you talked about it like on September 24th, how Vince went to Twitter, and this was his first tweet since like retiring again, talking about the documentary was deceptive, claims of intentionally misleading viewers by creating confusion about key events. Oh,
I mean, what was his name? Fucking Brother Love. He said that at the end. They're like, well, what do you think of the episode? Because I thought it fucking sucked. Uh, what the fuck is his Bruce Pritchard? Bruce Pritchard said that shit at the end, and I was like,
oh
fuck off, Bruce.
yeah, and he's just like, yeah, he's paying for my, and I was like, okay, but my thing with that is that is your personal business. You didn't have to disclose what he's done or doing for your wife, like paying the stuff. And two things can be true. Like, I think that's the basis of that thing where I forgot what one reporter said it. Two things are true. Like, without Vince McMahon, we don't have any of this shit. We're not talking. We don't have this pod. Like, all the wrestlers we love and all that, we don't have it without friends. And that's perfectly fine. And we thank him for that. Always going to thank him for that. But man, when he wasn't doing his character, whatever he was doing some bad shit.
Evil genius.
Mm-hmm.
Evil genius.
Squad, man. I still can't believe he wanted to really try and do that shit with Steph. That's crazy.
That doesn't shock me. Honestly, that doesn't shock me. Doesn't shock me one bit.
Oh.
That just seems for the cause. I also thought it was fucking weird how Vince at the beginning of the doc, I think it was at the beginning, he's talking about like his childhood and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he said like how he was abused physically, verbally, sexually, all that jazz.
Didn't meet his dad till he was like 12.
Yeah, and then he's like, but I don't believe that causes you to do anything. If you do that, that's a cowardly thing. And it's like, bro, that's some weird foreshadowing right there. Good job, Netflix documentary. Like, okay. Yeah,
Wow.
no, I think episode 2 was the wildest one. I think it had the craziest shit on there. And yeah, I think there needs to be a full-blown investigation into Pat Patterson. Dead or not.
How'd you feel at the end of the thing where when we've joked about it, allegedly, the Lesnar, all that stuff. How they put on there, Brock Lesnar declined. They didn't talk to him. He didn't want to talk because he's part of that allegation with him, Laurinaitis, and oh
Yeah,
man,
he was honestly he was smart not to talk.
yeah, it makes
Don't
sense now. I believe he's a part of it.
shit. It's Brock Lesnar. Stay on your 10,000,000 acre fucking ranch and go hunt some moose. Fucking, you're fine, dude.
Crazy.
Like,
Because when you start connecting the dots, like how he was the most mad that Vince retired that first time in 2022 and like stormed out, and I'm like, why is he so mad? Because Triple H is going to make him come to work, and then you hear all this stuff. It's like, oh, because Triple H isn't going to provide him paralegals, like,
yeah, it's
like once you start connecting, you're just like, again, innocent until proven guilty. I'm a firm believer of that. So,
and then you also have to realize Brock Lesnar's wife is Sable.
yeah, now it is, yeah.
Fucking wild, but whatever.
Sued the company. That's so funny when he was just selling. He was like, yeah, she sued, she lost, and she still came to work the next day. I was like, what?
She lost. He fucking settled. She showed up to work.
Then she told Stephanie, allow me to meet your new secretary, Sable. She's like, she literally just tried to sue us for sexual harassment, which was real, blurring the lines too much. And he's just like,
eh, eh, Vince McMahon.
he never lost, bro. He kept beating that damn court every time.
Yeah, until he has a good win-loss record, but man, only takes one big loss. I also feel like they could have dove more into the Jimmy Snuka fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because I still think Vince paid a lot of money to cover that shit up. I've thought that for years.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Man, oh, this was good shit. Jake, if anything else, man, good. Think we've caught back up.
TKO Group bought PBR. TKO Group is like my favorite fucking stock market company trading thing of all time. It's literally the Spike TV of those Wall Street. It's UFC, WWE, and professional bull riding, and I love all three of those things because, of course, I do. Fuck yeah, that was cool. I thought, but whatever. But I'm like one of 4 people that are in the entire country. It's like fucking cracking open a Busch Light as soon as I read that shit.
How much did you crack up when you heard that Trump actually called Vince to see if he was okay after the limo blew up?
I fucking loved it. Dude, I loved it. Like, I'm so proud of that, dude. The edit was so good.
The edit was good. It was, but it's funny too. He talked about like how he's like, we have influence everywhere. We influence politics, all that. I'm like, yeah, they don't got as good of, yeah.
Wrestling is as American as apple pie at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. The art of cutting a promo. If you put it in everything, promo, what's the finish? Who's the babyface? Who's the heel? That's in everything in life. You're right.
Fucking blur the lines, dude. It's fucking, I love wrestling. It's good shit.
Man, Jacob, it was great being back, talking some wrestling with you, man. It was great. We got Blood Money coming up. We got Survivor Series coming. We'll figure out another time to hop back in because now that we've caught up on what the big things that have happened since we've been away. But yeah, Jacob, anything else, man?
Man, like you said, we got Blood Money coming up. So shout out to all our like 5 Saudi listeners. Hey guys, thanks for supporting. Thanks for listening, even though I call your country Blood Money every time I can. Appreciate that, y'all. Keep listening. That's about it. That's all I got.
With that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the 7C podcast. Make sure you like, rate, comment, subscribe. I don't think I actually asked you this, Jacob, to end this. How did you feel though, being the 500th episode of the podcast, like ever?
Oh, dude, I felt pumped about it. I didn't even realize it. Felt like it was. We posted. I'm like, oh shit, I'm 500. Fuck yeah! Like, because I was number 2. Mitch was the first episode.
Yep.
And I was the second episode.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, dude, didn't even realize it. But yeah, I was stoked.
That's awesome. Awesome. With that being said, L7C Podcast, signing out. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C Podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.